Hello everyone and welcome to the Gooner Factory. Arsenal are knocked off top spot by Liverpool. VAR is a disgrace. We'll be letting rip on that and I need your opinion on it. Am I overreacting or does something seriously have to change? And Aston Villa go 1 point behind Arsenal. Are they in the title race? And Man City play today. If they win, they'll go 3 points behind Arsenal. So, let's get into it. What a disappointing night last night. I mean, not even just the result, but the way we played. That was the sloppiest I've seen Arsenal all season. We couldn't get anything going yesterday. Part of the defence kept giving the ball away. Zinchenko in particular, he just kept getting caught in possession. I can't even count the amount of times he ran into trouble or sort of just played a lazy pass that was intercepted by Villa. And in the midfield, it was not balanced at all. As I said before the game, in a game like this, you need to have two combative midfielders. In a game like this, Havertz just doesn't offer you that. And it's annoying because I don't want to go in on Havertz because he can be effective in certain games. But this game for him, he performed poorly. But I'm looking at the attack though, and that was so bad. That might just be the worst I've seen the attack all season. Not one player seemed to have any control of the game or even any control of the ball. The things Jesus does best, like close control, touch, link-up play. It's like his touch evaded him the whole game. He couldn't seem to get a grip on the ball at all. And then you look out wide, Martinelli and Saka, they were largely ineffective. To be fair, they were the ones that were trying. They were sort of trying to beat the man. They were trying to do the right things. But I think a mix of not playing well and Villa setting up well rendered most of our play ineffective. I think there's only like one player who after the game I sit there and think, do you know what? He's actually had a pretty good game. And that's David Raya. He's been in the media a lot lately. He's made some big mistakes. But his passing was on point yesterday. He didn't seem nervous. And also, he made a couple of big saves. There were a couple of other chances Villa had that when the player was through, I thought it was a definite goal. But Raya made himself big on both occasions. So that is one positive I think we can take from this game, is that hopefully the nerves of Raya have now finally disappeared. Hopefully he can put a run of 3 or 4 games together now where he kind of just goes under the radar a bit. No mistakes, no poor judgment passes. So, did the ex-manager Unai Emery outsmart the current Arsenal manager in Mikel Arteta? I think if you're looking at the score, you would probably have to say yes. But in terms of play, Arsenal had far more possession. There were parts of the game where Arsenal were attacking in waves and it seemed inevitable that we were going to score. But the final action just didn't happen. And yes, you have to say, well done to Villa on defending well. But if you saw some of the way the Arsenal players in the final third just weren't clicking, you know, it left you feeling frustrated because we should have scored at least a couple yesterday. And that leads us on to VAR. I mean, where do you even start with this? They are so inconsistent, it's unreal. The amount of times over the season we've been told that evidence is inconclusive, then they rule out this Havertz goal. Look, I mean, that probably does hit his hand slightly. It doesn't in no way change the trajectory of the ball or anything. But before that, it looks like it touches Matty Cash's hand as well. So if it touches his hand first and it's not a goal for Arsenal, surely it should have been a penalty. And then as well, you got the Jesus penalty. That for me is a stone wall. Do you want to know why the only reason that's not given? It's because the ball's in the air. That's the only reason. Because if the ball was on the floor and Jesus gets his foot on it first and then someone kicks the back of his leg, it's a penalty. And that's the same thing that happened in the air. The ball bounced, Jesus got there first and Luiz kicks the back of his leg. So how can that not be a penalty? It's ridiculous. You see penalties given for way less. I mean, you look at the one given against Højlund on Rodri. He sort of brushed his arm against him as he's running. And there is no way more contact on that one than there was on this Jesus one. But you only have to look as far as yesterday. You see a penalty given in the Liverpool game for about the same amount of contact. It's just the inconsistency that drives people crazy. And it seems like some teams get given more stuff their way. And of course, you get rival teams laughing, saying Arsenal in the mud, Arsenal deserve this. But what they don't seem to realise is this will eventually happen to their team. It's not just us it's happening to. There needs to be a change to how things currently operate because VAR was meant to be brought in to stop the confusion. In my opinion, it might have even made it worse because now you have other people re-reffing the game and they're still making the same mistakes. They're still making subjective calls that other refs won't make. So yeah, you might get a good decision this week, but you might get shafted in the next game. So instead of winding each other up, we need to look at who's actually making these decisions and seriously question, why is there such a huge disparity? But like I said, let me know, is it just me or is the system that's currently in operation not fit for purpose? So that's just my opinion on a couple of things. And here's what Arteta had to say after the game. I'm very disappointed with the result. when you perform the way we did today against this team, I haven't seen a team do what we did to Villa today, but we still lost it. He also said it's our 4th game in 11 days. And I just said to the boys, put your head up. There's a lot of things that we've done really, really well today. But this is defined in the boxes. And today, we didn't have the accuracy. And that is required at this level to win the game. But I guess that is what we have to take from this game now. It's no good the players leaving with all the negatives from the game and sort of carrying that into the next couple of matches. We did play well. And we largely outplayed probably the most informed team in the country, but our attack needs to be way more clinical, way more prolific. So that leads us to the question, is Aston Villa in the title race? I mean, I guess you would probably have to say right now, yeah, they've just beat Man City and Arsenal back to back. Now, they were at home, which does help, but only time will tell. You always have these points in the season where a team goes through like a purple patch. Just look at Tottenham. Now they can't buy a win, so the proof is yet to be seen on whether they can keep this going for the whole season. So, Man City play today, and you would expect them to win that game. They're playing Luton away, but we know how difficult a trip that can be. Let's be honest, we struggled, but so did Liverpool. Klopp went there, and he didn't even leave with the 3 points. He had to settle for a draw, so that's not a foregone conclusion. Now, when you look at it on paper, you would automatically think, oh my God, this could be a 5-0. But that's only if the City from last season turns up, and so far, we are yet to see that. But I would love to know everyone's thoughts on all the things you've heard in this video. Thanks as always to everyone for watching and listening. If you could, just quickly help me out, hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day.